Here. And that's already live, okay. So here's an example of a game that nobody ever iterated on for whatever reason. Which is good to play at Halloween. Good old Monster Party. How are the controls set up right now? Oh well. No, oh well, I'm not accepting that. Hang on. Gonna reset that. Yeah, input. Oh, okay, that's a way to have it, sure. But yeah, like, this is a game. It's not a good game, but it's a unique game which does some interesting things. And I kind of wish that someone else would try something like this instead of just making the 20th game of that year that's basically just Super Metroid. This intro's so weird, too. Oh, well that answers everything. This kid's walking down to home from a baseball game at night, and this gargoyle comes down from space. Okay, gotta kill monsters with me. And like, what? Just get your stuff. Let's go. And then they do a Dragon Ball fusion. Yep. And I believe if you just hit whatever the hell I have it mapped to, select, you can switch between them at any time. But like, he wasn't wrong about the baseball bat being really good. The gargoyle's kind of like flies around and has this like really bad, really short range, technically ranged attack. But anyway, this is Monster Party, and like, what the hell is it? You got this kid with the baseball bat. Has very weird physics on knocking stuff back. And there are like a requirement of like going into and coming out of 3 boss rooms per level to advance. You notice I'm not saying killing bosses because there's a couple of cases where that's not really part of the process. There's one where it's just this thing that like shows up and dances for a while, and then you just watch the whole dance, and then it quietly lays down, and that counts as defeating it. There's one where you walk into the room, and it just has a little speech bubble saying, "Sorry, I'm dead," and you just leave, and that's it. But for me, this is like one of those games where I had this game as a kid. You know, like everybody's NES collection. There's a few like solid classic games that they have hopefully a good chunk of. And then there's just the games that they had because somebody just saw them on the shelf and went, huh, that looks interesting. And we're wrong. And for me, one of those games is Monster Party here. And how much HP does this have? I'm not gonna die before I show off the weird thing. Okay, and then here's a question mark. Sure. Anyway, back out here. So yeah, aside from the weird physics on the bat and knocking projectiles back, yeah, I'm about to die. The backgrounds are rad. Oh, okay, yeah, you find these, and then you turn to Bert for a while, and Bert can shoot that far, and mash A to fly around, and it's kind of considered to be a power-up, but like things kind of don't take a lot of damage from these shots. And you're usually better off with the bat if you know what you're doing. But yeah, like, we got all these smiley face blocks in the background for some reason. And these happy faces. Oh yeah, like here it is. Now my question to you, what do you see in this image? Because it's kind of one of those duck bunny things. Some people see a big dead spider. I used to be one of those people for the longest time. Other people see like a dinosaur with his tongue hanging out and a big bloated stomach, which is what I think they were actually going for. And neither of these makes any damn sense. And I didn't really know which it was until, not seeing that one. But I didn't know what it was until I saw a toy of it. It was just this, like, dead dinosaur thing with a bloated stomach that, like, you just put on your desk, I guess. Which was, like, a thing independent of this game. So... what the hell? Anyway, then we got this big tree in the background here, and as you pass it, this happens. And it's kind of like the whole Otherworld transition in Silent Hill, but it just happens this one time at the start of the game, and then you never go back. And we got some different monsters like that dog with the human face. I forgot to show the crawling animation in this game. The crawling animation in this game is very special. Yeah, I only saw a spider for the longest time. Most people do, but it's actually supposed to be a big dead dinosaur with a tongue hanging out. The sound design is very weird, and like... and I am dead. You get like 2 continues, by the way. Which I'll go ahead and waste. Why not? Because I think... nope. No, you just come back here. It's like 2 continues, no lives. Let's see if I can do slightly better this attempt, though. There's only like 8 levels total, and like... yeah, knockback projectiles do super good damage. Yeah. Who is, like, being electrocuted and has electrical powers. And, like... it's all just very strange. But yeah, you see, it's got, like, one leg up, right? And the other one out, and then its tongue is hanging out its mouth. And there's big green eye and the fly. And, like, those arrows around the round one look like there's a level select going on down there. And the backgrounds are just like someone told someone the background has to be made out of these tiles, and they didn't really get the idea past that. So you just have, like, these very regular patterned blocks of whatever. But what always, like, struck me about this game is it feels like this was made by, like, a 10-year-old or something, right? Like, we don't really have a clear understanding of, like, what do you have for a character in your game? What do you have for enemies? How does level design? Just, you know... generic kid with a baseball bat walking through whatever the hell any of this is. Look at this! Look at this thing with the trees and the faces! It's like... a mess. And just... okay, so here's the end of the level, but I forgot to fight the plant, so it's just not gonna let me out. Gotta arbitrarily get that key from, like, the third boss you fight. Possibly. So, like, yeah, I mean, this game is kind of hot garbage. I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. But it's fascinating. I could see making something like this, but good. And I don't think I can actually get back over there without taking a hit. Sure can't. And yeah, like, there's a certain personality here. You gotta give it that. You know what? I gotta walk across the whole level anyway. Also, here's just the bosses going by in the background. And very confusingly, that is a giant spider. But everything about this is just so bizarre. And yes, there's a piece of tempura. As is that. This is this one boss that has like 3 forms. But yeah, that must be why I always like saw it as the spider, because like these are roughly in order of appearance, except for that one. And it's also not every boss in the game, but yeah, they got back there. But this weird fever-dream experience, like you could make a good game out of this concept, like the whole, you know, you got this baseball bat and you're knocking projectiles back with it, and you're switching to this other character and doing stuff, and you're in this like weird Halloween town with... Man, that Medusa thing really is... Okay, how big are we allowed to draw the sprites? Like, you know, there's potential there. You could do something. You just gotta search for the unorthodox sources of inspiration. And you also gotta search to find more than just the first level of this game, because, like, it does not improve from here. Anyway, that's my weird little rambling story, prompted by the fact that I just happened to put up in Symphony of the Night and thought about that Simon Quest game. Tomorrow, I am... I think doing a thing. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? So I might not be streaming anything. If I am, going to be starting very late. Friday, I will try to be back and finish Resident Evil, I think. Although there's also some big trans charity stream going on that I'm not a part of, but don't want to, like, horn in on. So, I don't know. But I'll try to finish Resident Evil, and I'll definitely try to play back to where I was off camera when I was cut down by that one hunter who just had a good day. But for now, as this bizarre music plays us out, or doesn't, that's gonna be that. Have a good night, everybody.